If everybody can take their seats, please. We're going to go ahead and get started, and then we can resume the lines so you can get your whiskey. Wow, got quiet really quick. Yeah, thank you. If everybody can get their seats, I would appreciate it. So we can get started. I know there's people still coming, and I know everybody wants to get their Valpo Old Gold bottle, right? Yeah, you could do another 4. Yeah, we need more of that. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I'm going to speak at the very end, and I have quite a bit to say. And for those of you that know me, once you give me a mic, it's hard for me to give it up. I think my students can tell you that I could probably speak the whole hour and a half without them saying a word. But I want to introduce a few special people to kick this off. He is here. I thought you were sitting down. I'm going to invite Eric Johnson, our University Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, to come up and introduce himself and say a few words.
So good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Eric Johnson. I serve as the Chief Academic Officer at Valparaiso University, and on behalf of Valparaiso University and President Brian Conkle, I am here tonight to celebrate the launching of Old Gold, the first university-branded whiskey. As you know, as many of you may know, I participate in many events at the end of the academic year, but I have to say, this may be one of my favorite academic outcomes to celebrate because it comes with a tasting. What started as a class project turned into an actual market-ready whiskey. That's a pretty impressive leap from syllabus to spirits. To our students, you just didn't study business principles, you lived them, you made decisions, you took risks, and created something real. And I suspect this is the only capstone project where neat or on the rocks became a legitimate part of the conversation. So I also want to offer my special and heartfelt thank you to Professor Nikolewski, whose vision and guidance made this all possible. Experiences like this just don't happen. They're designed, they're encouraged, and supported every step of the way. At Valparaiso University, faculty are at the core of our experience, and our students are very fortunate to have that kind of mentorship. And to Bill Walter and his team at Journeyman Distillery, thank you for your partnership and for your trust. You opened your doors, shared your experience, and gave our students a chance to learn in the most meaningful way, and that is by doing. And what I love most about Old Gold is that it tells a story. It reflects tradition, certainly, but it also reflects creativity, collaboration, and a willingness to try something new, which in many ways is what Valpo education is all about. So here's to our students, to the great teaching, to strong partnerships, and to the idea that sometimes the most memorable learning experiences happen outside the classroom, and in this case come with a cork and label. Cheers to Old Gold, Valparaiso University, and to Journeyman Distillery. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I want to welcome the Dean of the College of Business, Matt Luke.
Hi, thank you, Dushan and Eric. So like a good dean, I wrote a nice big speech here, but I feel like this speech makes it sound like I was actually a part of this project, and I think the biggest part I played in this project is by saying, why not? Why shouldn't we make a Valpo branded whiskey? Why not? So actually, all I want to do instead of this whole thing is just to thank Dushan and give Dushan several rounds of applause, but for his vision, his insights, his leadership. As I stand up here and look out at the nearly 200 people in this crowd, I could not be more proud of a person than I am of Dushan right now, except for when I look over to the left, I am equally as proud of all of these students. They put a ton of work into this semester. And as I'm just kind of thinking about this abstractly, standing here in front of you now, I have a senior in high school. And every visit we went on to colleges, those colleges talked about, oh, we have experiential learning. We wrote a mock marketing plan for Tesla Motors. And from now on, I can be like, well, yeah, Valpo's got its own whiskey. Then I would have thrown in like a comma and a word after that. But like, they put in so much work, and if any of you work in marketing and understand a thing about branding, those people can be a bit picky about fonts, about colors, about images. And what I think is awesome about this project is Journeyman has a nice callback to nostalgia, to the working person, to the history of the area. And Valpo's been trying to get a little bit more contemporary with our branding. And the students had to go back and forth with Journeyman, with our branding people, and ultimately arrive at something that was an absolutely beautiful product in the end, because they had to go through what I like to think of as real work. You had to take it to a client, and the client said, "Nah, I like it, but." And then you had to take it to your boss, and your boss said, "Yeah, I like it, but." And they had to solve 4 or 5 of those iterations. So, round of applause for the students. I could not be more proud of a group of students. And then last but not least, this is a really proud moment for the College of Business and a center we call the iHub, or the Innovation Hub. Dushan, we've been running this for 5 years, 4 years, iHub? 3 years, okay, just 3 years. But the point of the iHub was supposed to bring the community, the students, and the faculty's expertise together into what I'm now calling a collision of fates. Those things collided. They collided smack into each other with Dushan's leadership out of the iHub, the students working in their capstone class, and then the resources from the community, in particular from Bill and Journeyman. Like, this is at least 3 years, and then 2 years before that in the planning stages, of a plan really coming together. So this is an amazing day for our university, our college, our students, our iHub, and Old Gold Whiskey.
Before I call Bill up here, there's one person that I would like to thank. Jessica, come over here, Jessica. Come here. Come on, Jessica. Jessica is our administrative assistant, and I can tell you, if I'm Batman, she's Robin. Without her, honestly, as hard as I work, she worked just as hard. We worked till 4. Even right now, she's working the counter. I want to give her an applause, because without her, I couldn't have done much of this. From tracking ourselves to helping printing labels. The students are going to come up here right now. They got some mock labels. She was printing labels for them. She was working with them. So I really, if there's anybody that really should get a hand today, Jessica. She's like a superhero. Now, I want to introduce the man that kind of made it all happen. Without him, there really wouldn't be no Old Gold anything, right? Bill is really fantastic for the way he worked with me, the students, and his willingness to help us out. And he is such a giving person. I tell you, what a great partner to be with. So I'll say a few words at the very end. I don't want to take away from him. So if we can have Bill come up and say a few words, please.
Can I get some hands up? Who's the student body here? Awesome, great turnout. Thank you guys. I hope this whiskey gets y'all some dates, all right? Yeah, it got me one. Where's my wife? Joanna in back, can you say hi? Good things happen with whiskey. I wanted to start with a thank you to Valparaiso University for allowing this collaboration, a student-led project, to happen. There's always a lot that goes on behind the scenes with these projects, and I want to give special thanks to Deshaun. He's a teacher, a small business owner, and an advocate for small business and people and students. And he's just a lightning bolt. I mean, he was the driving force behind this project. Thank you so much, Deshaun. Special thanks to his students who made this a reality, the culmination of a semester's work. They're soon going to learn how hard it is to really be in the whiskey business. Lastly, thanks to our team, in particular Chelsea and Cole and back. Can you guys wave? Thank you guys. Those two helped this group make this project a reality. I also want to thank Helen. Helen, thank you. Is our Director of Operations, John, here? John, thank you. And then I want to thank our chef, Guy Michael, who is a Valparaiso University graduate. He's over here in the corner. This project with VU exemplifies a term that we often use in our own marketing department called pride of place. What is pride of place? It's using local grains grown by local farmers to make our whiskey. People that we actually know. It's reclaimed factory buildings brought to life and the stories that come with them. It's community connections, partnerships, like this one with VU. Authenticity, real people and real places. I do a new hire orientation every month, and I tell stories mostly. How I've earned these gray hairs. You see a number of years ago, before opening Journeyman, I read an article that said the success of small business revolves around storytelling. My stories become more exaggerated every month. However, a true story that I tell in every orientation is that of my grandpa, Bill Welter, who came to Valparaiso in 1972 to start a family business, one that he thought could last generations. My dad, Chuck, who's sitting here tonight, followed him and ran that business to great success for over 30 years. To them, at the core of their business model was community. They believed it was the cornerstone to the success of small business. Well, we listened. This project exemplifies those beliefs. This isn't just another product to sell. This is a story to be told. A collaboration with the longest standing institution and most iconic in Valparaiso history, dating back to 1859. A history in our community of Valparaiso that touches 3 centuries and tens of thousands of students. Some of those students I call great-grandfather. Great-grandfather William H. Welter was educated at VU, receiving his degree of LLB in 1908 and completed his AB degree in 1909. My dad has William H. Welter's 1908 leather-bound commencement booklet. If any of you have an interest in seeing it tonight, he and my wife Joanna will be here after the event to show it to you. Great-grandfather Alfred Draper received a degree in law from VU in 1922. Floyd Draper, Alfred's brother and my great-uncle, received a VU law degree in 1915. Floyd and Alfred started the law firm Draper & Draper in Gary, Indiana. Thank you. And Floyd would eventually be appointed to the Supreme Court of Indiana. My grandmother, Donna, was recognized by Valparaiso law with an honorary degree, as was my dad, recognized as an honorary alumnus by Dr. Hari, president of the university. As you can see, this collaboration is generations in the making, made much more special by our long history with the university and this community. What an amazing opportunity to tell the story of Valparaiso University through our trade of whiskey. VU, a place that's been educating young men and women for nearly 170 years. Today, this student-led project, the first of its kind in Valparaiso history, has students doing just that. They're leading. Students that are storytelling, students engaged with their community and their local businesses, which is crucial to the survival of this town and this school. Students that are making this university so proud. You can see and taste their work in every sip of Old Gold Whiskey. Together, we can tell the amazing story of VU's legacy, its future, as well as Journeyman Distillery, and the future is bright. These are truly great stories worth telling, and thank you for being here tonight to be a part of it.
Now, to honor the people that we really came here for, I want to say a few words about these students because I don't know how many of you realize that each of us has ideas. Each of us will wake up every morning and will have a bunch of different ideas, and how many of us really take it to the next step and act on those ideas? When we started off this semester with this group of students, I thought a few of them, probably all of them, thought I was crazy, that we started on this project and I said, we're gonna get this done in time, right? And we went through a bunch of different iterations. We pivoted quite a bit, is the word that I like to use. And they did a bunch of different interviews and a whole bunch of different things, and every week they kept coming in, and some of them would be a little doubtful, but as things progressed, they saw the vision and saw that we're capable of having this project come full circle. And here we are celebrating with a few hundred people like yourselves. I'm very proud of them because they took on a project and they kept going at it, They worked with Bill's team. Chelsea, I don't know where she's at. She was wonderful. She's hiding over there between the bars. She was wonderful to work with. And really to get a project like this done very quickly within, even though we have 16 weeks in the semester, we probably did it, in about 13, 14? To have administration, the attorneys, the agreements, to put everything into action, it is really complicated. And for us to be sitting here and getting it done, I tell you what, I would applaud these students because this is really a miracle. It really is. But without really saying a few more words, I'm going to speak at the very end. I want them to come up here and tell you a little bit more about how they came about this project, how they went around speaking with the librarians, which I know are here, fantastic as well, and let them kind of showcase how they came to this. So students, all of you, come on up. All of you.
Hello everyone, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you supporting the launch of Old Gold Whiskey. I'm going to go ahead and start by introducing our team. My name is Rowan Keith. I'm a senior from Park Ridge, Illinois.
I'm Colby Turner. I'm a senior from Vernon, Illinois.
I'm Owen Cullinan. I am a senior from Cumming, Georgia. I'm Tyler Johnson. I'm a senior from Overland Park, Kansas.
I'm Riley Dever. I'm a senior from Valpo.
I'm Juliana. I'm a senior from Illinois.
I'm Cora Hall. I'm a junior marketing major from Quality City, Vietnam.
I'm Fiona. I'm a senior marketing major from Burlington, Vermont.
I'm Erica. I'm a senior marketing major from Valpo.
I'm Harrison. I'm a senior from South Bend, Indiana.
Katie Cleveland, senior, major in
I'm Michael Rawlings. I'm a senior from Toronto, Canada.
I'm Justin Jerome, senior from Marquette, Michigan.
I'm Cade Windows. I'm a senior from West Cade.
I'm Jensen Marks. I'm a senior from South Bend, Indiana.
I'm Jem McClellan, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you. So in order to bring this product to life in just one semester, it took a lot of hard work and dedication from a lot of the people here. So first and foremost, we want to thank Bill and Chelsea and the rest of the team here at Journeyman's for collaborating with us on this project. It's not every day that college students get to partner with local businesses, so it's been a pleasure to work with all of you, and thank you for all your efforts in making this bottle a reality. Next, we want to thank the College of Business Administration, Dean Matt Luth, Jessica Gillespie, Dr. Pinar, Brett Callan. Thank you guys for your support all semester long and our entire 4 years here at Valpo. Next, the marketing department, Eric Montani around here somewhere, Nikki Kohler, Heather Bricker. Thank you guys for all your guidance and showing us how the real marketing professionals do it. And last but not least, Dusan Nikolovsky, the man back there. This project would not be possible without him. Dusan has launched more businesses than we have years on this planet, so the opportunity to learn from someone with as much experience and knowledge as Dusan has been a real game changer in our education. So thank you, Dusan, for all the work you did behind the scenes, a lot of which we didn't even realize, but allowed us to focus on all the glamorous work and all the fun stuff and put the skills that we've learned these past 4 years to the test. So thank you, Dusan. I'm sure there's some people I'm missing, so if you played any role in making this project a reality, thank you so much for your help. And with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Colby for the rest of the presentation. Thank you, guys.
So, before we got into kind of the development process here, I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of entrepreneurship and innovation. So, me personally, I've been working with Dusan for just around 3 years now, and from those 3 years, I've definitely learned a lot from him. I'm in one of his clubs called CEO Club, where we basically try to develop new products that solve different real-world problems. And through that time, I've definitely had a few different ideas. I'm not going to say whether they are great ideas or not, but whenever I actually develop those ideas, I'll bring them to Dusan's office, and first thing he always says to me is, what problem are you trying to solve with this, and did you survey? And to kind of put that into perspective of this project, you know, when this project was initially brought up to us, we were kind of thinking along the lines, why do schools like Purdue and Notre Dame have their own whiskey and we don't? You know, me on the other hand, I was thinking more like, hey, I'm a big whiskey guy, so that solves enough of a problem for me at least. But no, in all seriousness, though, we had many setbacks throughout this whole project, and through each of those setbacks, we were able to learn more and more and improve ourselves, and that's what ultimately got us to where we are today. And I think that really teaches you something that no regular classroom could actually teach you. So we're all really grateful for that. But now I'm going to pass it over to Owen here, and he's going to talk to you guys a little bit about the creative process. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Colby. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the creative process and how we got from these to this. So, believe it or not, we actually started in 2 separate groups. So there was about 7 people in each group, and we were both doing the same project, working on this. And it wasn't until about like 6 weeks into the project where Dushan was like, all right, they're gonna do 1 bottle. You guys have to come together and figure it out, figure out the labels, figure out the design, figure out what you want the story to be, and such and such. And so that honestly was kind of hard for us in the beginning because we had 2 separate ideas, 2 separate stories, and 2 separate ideas we wanted to share with y'all. So that was a challenge, but we were able to figure it out, and I'm sure most of you saw tonight, this is kind of what we ended up with, and we're very proud of it, and we hope y'all are too. We believe it shows Valpo's story, the chapel in there, the new insignia. So, I mean, as you can see with these, we kind of started off with the old insignia. We're going to pass these around too so you guys can see. So if you want to come grab it from me, just pass it around. Kind of show you guys how we started the process. It's really important. And then also, you can grab this one too. But yeah, no, I mean, really working with these guys and coming together as a team was super huge. I mean, we were all able to put different ideas into play and just work really cohesive as a team. So I'm super grateful for everyone standing behind me. And we honestly couldn't have put this together without everyone that Rowan mentioned and us coming together and being able to figure out an idea and really work with Bill and just show you guys something that we could be proud of and something that Valpo can be proud of moving forward in the future. So thank you all for being a part of it. We appreciate it a lot. And I'm gonna pass it on to Tyler, and he's gonna give you guys a little bit of background into what we did.
Thank you, Owen. Yeah, so like Owen said, I get kind of the fun part. I get to talk about all of the super fun research that we did about the legality behind making a brand of whiskey. We kind of started off with whenever Dushan gave us the idea, originally, like he said, we were in the 2 groups, so everybody wanted to kind of find their own thing, kind of work their own label, decide how they were going to market themselves to try and beat out the other team. Once we kind of came together and we started all working on the same thing, we were able to come here, meet with Bill, learn more about Journeyman. That was a lot of fun. We got to hear about, we saw their gift shop downstairs, we got to see everything that they sell, we got to see all of the events that they have going on monthly here, and so we were all able to kind of get a frame of reference on how we wanted to set this up and how we wanted it all to work out and kind of use it to our advantage to promote it the best to people. Another big part of this, which I want to give a special thank you to everybody working in the library over at Valparaiso University. We first met with Trisha. She is the dean of the library. She's here right over there. Yeah, that's actually my boss. But we met with her as when we were still in 2 groups. We got to go talk to her and kind of figure out what we wanted to do as far as the history of Valpo. We had an idea for O.P. Kretzman. He was a big figure in the university. We wanted to kind of figure out a slogan or something kind of as a story to put on the back of the bottle. And we were very lost until she kind of pointed us in the right direction. She pointed us to a woman named Rebecca who works in the archives, and she got to show us old yearbooks. We got to learn all the fun facts about Valpo and everything that we could kind of include. So that was definitely a big stepping stone in our project and how we wanted to market this bottle, put together the label, what elements we wanted to include, kind of what Owen was talking about with all of our different iterations. I mean, we probably had 6 bottles before this one. So that was definitely, very helpful for us. And then, Cora will talk about it next after me, but we did research on what Journeyman offered as far as flavors and finishes on their whiskey goes. We wanted to figure out what people liked and what would sell the best. So it was definitely a very long process. We definitely had to do a bit more work than you might think, and we had to, put together our labels. We had to make sure everything was legal and everything fit all the standards that we needed, with Valpo. We would love to have a Crusader bottle, but they don't want us to do that. So that was definitely, a stepping stone. But yeah, it was overall a really fun project. Definitely really enjoyed being a part of it. And I'll give it to Cora so she can tell you about our research.
So like Tyler said, we also had to do a lot of market research for this, and Honestly, the important part about this that we learned was it didn't matter what we all thought looked good on this bottle and what we wanted. It mattered what you guys wanted on it, what would make you guys want to buy it. So that was kind of our goal this past semester, was trying to figure that out. And we started doing research about early February, I would say. We started out with just sending out some Google Forms to everybody to kind of get information about kind of like what would you want to see in a bottle? Would you even buy a bottle in the first place? What are some things that kind of remind you of Valpo, just to kind of, you know, see what we should put on the bottle. And with that, we kind of made a mock-up of the bottle, which is being passed around right now, which is one of our renditions, which you guys see right now. And then we kind of took that information and took feedback on that. And then that's when we kind of started doing more in-person interviews based on this. So we held up the bottle and we said, hey, what do you guys think about this bottle? Like, how much would you pay for this bottle? And kind of what would you like to see elsewise from this? And then kind of from then on, that's how the bottle kind of formed, and we really got a good feedback from it. So a lot of you like the chapel on it, so we decided to keep the chapel on it. And then we had some other things on it, like you'll see in the bottle, we had the victory bell and things like that, but we didn't want to crowd it too much, so that's why we kind of eliminated some of that stuff to add more space to it. And then, as you can see now, we have our final bottle in the back. So thank you guys. I'm going to pass it to Fiona now to talk about the deliverables.
Yeah, so as Cora was saying, we conducted research first to kind of just see if whiskey or the whiskey bottle was something that the student body and alumni would be interested in. And we got a lot of quick responses and realized there was actually a lot of excitement about it. So in order to market it with the university, we kind of had to use the school's marketing department, and they have specific colors, fonts, and a certain way they do it. So we kind of worked with Nikki Holler, somewhere out there. Yeah, she kind of helped us with color formats, color palettes, sizing, shapes that we would need for specific banners, Instagram posts. So we were able to do that, and we actually started with a website where after we conducted our research, we kind of put our goal as a group, some of the school history, and our mission as a group and what we wanted to deliver. So we kind of made that as our first deliverable to create interest, and afterwards we created the posters right out there as a group. So we got to kind of learn how to use Photoshop a little bit, which took some time, but it was fun. And we also made an Instagram page to kind of promote ticket buying and this event overall. So it was really cool to kind of just learn all the ins and outs and the direct things we needed to do in order to fit into the Valpo marketing system. And I think we did a pretty good job. So I'm going to pass it on to Erica, and she's got some pretty exciting news for the future.
All right, so the ultimate goal of this project is for future students to take part in designing a special and limited edition bottle that can be sold during homecoming each year. And over time, these annual releases serve not only as products, but as representations across each class, showing off their creativity and identity, and it has the ability to strengthen engagement and school pride. With continued support from the university and Journeyman, we believe this project has the potential to become a long-standing tradition within the College of Business, through its ability to bring students together and showcase their talent and innovation.
Again, thank you for all your support. I just want to close this out with what we learned from throughout this project. And it started off as a team project from one group and another group doing a different bottle, and to collaboration to Journeyman. And it was just so much we did, from marketing, survey, like we just went out there, did some changes so that way we can make a final product. And I just want to say thank you all for your help, support of building this bottle, and that it means a lot to us. Thank you.
You know, before I say a few words about the students, I have been working with Kobe and Juliana and some of these students, and some of my students are in the audience, for 3 years now. We created the CEO Club, the Collegiate Entrepreneurship Club at Valparaiso University, and come up here, Juliana. Juliana's been with me ever since, and we've been trying to work on a product. So has Kobe, by the way. Kobe started, I think, 3 or 4 products, but we kind of worked out of them, I could say. But I'm still not giving up on you. He's got great ideas. But Juliana finally got something put together after all these years. While she's still a student, this is what the goal is. What is the best time to start a business or a product or a service while you're in college? Because you have professors at your disposal, like Professor Musa, who's going to teach you marketing. You want finance? You know, we could get John Steele to come up there, right? If you want any type of help, your professors are there for you. You don't have to get out of college and then you're going to have to pay consultants. So before I say too much, I'm going to let Juliana explain what she has created this past year, and we're going to give some of those gifts out today. But she created a product that she is so proud of, and I'm proud of her for doing it. I'll have her introduce it to you briefly, and we're going to give some of those out today for the lucky winners.
Hi everybody. So as Dushan explained, I've been working with him for years. So it's been a long time, and he's guided me for a lot of ideas. And I learned that the most is to survey, and I know Pinar talks about that a lot too. And so I innovated my own product. So I was an athlete, and when you work out and you sweat, you could spray it, and it gets rid of acne and sweat. So it's really important to use when you're working out. And Dushan has guided me through it. He's guided me through all the ways to market it and just to make it happen. So thank you so much, and you can see it up there.
So we've taken up a lot of your time, and I'm going to try to be as brief as I can. I promise. Don't laugh over there. Somebody was laughing at me because I speak a lot. But really, I love entrepreneurship. I've been teaching, and I've been a director of Entrepreneurship Center, director of Innovation Hub now. I've been in position for over 30 years. What I love about entrepreneurship is that you get to put your idea on paper and really make it happen. What these students just did is the essence of what America is all about. America in its short history became a great nation through entrepreneurship. No matter what else you have to take a look at, you go back and take a look at founding fathers like Benjamin Franklin, the bifocals, and the Franklin stove and everything else. I think the man himself has 150 patents on the books. I believe that type of spirit is instilled in our students, and I love that. I love that clean slate where you can get a plain wall and then you could draw on it and make that wall come to life. And this is exactly what these students did. What they told you, and I'm not sure if you heard Erica, there's more exciting things happening. If you think this is a crowd, wait till you see what we're going to do with Journeyman for homecoming. We've already worked and developed a shield bottle. We haven't quite designed everything for it yet, but we're planning on launching only 1,000 bottles every year. Every year we want to change. This year it's going to be coming up. Hopefully it'll be a shield bottle. Next group of students, and some of these students will design it. We're going to number it from 1 to 1,000. When they're gone, they're gone. So when we're looking at building history, this is history for us. This is a new tradition for us. It's not a matter of just drinking the whiskey. It's a matter of what tradition does Valpo stand for. And through the help of the librarians, we were able to find out so much about our history that many of you don't know, and we're going to share that over the next coming months. Another thing I want to introduce, and I don't know if Bill said this or not, within a short period of time, if you go on our website and you scan the QR code in the very back, you're going to be able to come to our page. You're going to be able to buy the whiskey online. It could be shipped all over the country. And I'm not sure how quickly we're going to be able to get that done. So with that said, I'm not going to hold everybody up. I just really want to say I love this. This is kind of a once in a lifetime. I've had this happen to me 3 or 4 times in my lifetime where I can get something done at a university that really is meaningful, and these group of students just showed what's possible. But we're not done yet. We're just at the start of this. Not only for homecoming, I want you guys to keep your eyes open. We're going to be starting TEDx Valparaiso again, and coming up in March, we've already secured with my trusted helper Jessica that's still working. We're going to do Northwest Indiana Ideas Week as well. So we want all of you not just to participate for this event, come join us at the university, help us out with being part of the community, and if there's anything we can help you with, and our students can be a part of your projects, just like we worked with Journeyman, which was a phenomenal partner. We're hoping that other businesses will come to us and we can work on projects together as partners. So with that, thank you all of you for coming.